How to Trade Options, a beginner's guide to trading stock options profitably. So the first thing you need to know is in order to make money in the stock market by trading options, you need to forget everything else that you've learned. I'm serious. Like even when I graduated from an Ivy League university and I worked as an investment banker, they didn't teach me how to make money in the stock market. In order to make money in the stock market, the only product that you need is options. And the only way that you can make consistent profits in the stock market is by selling options. We don't buy options because buying options, even though 1 out of 10 times or 2 out of 10 times you will end up hitting a home run, those incremental or additional 8 or 9 times out of 10 you will end up striking out, and over the long term you will not make money. So by narrowing down the universe of potential alternatives that you have, it actually makes it very easy for you to make money because the only thing that you have to focus on is by selling options. And to make things even easier, about 80% of my profitable trades are put options. So again, we took all of this information that is thrown at you from news outlets like CNBC and Seeking Alpha, and we essentially just narrowed it down to the only way that people make consistent money in the stock market is by selling put options. All right, now what is a put option? A put option obligates you to purchase an underlying stock at a specific price at the expiration date. So, for example, if Facebook is currently trading at 175, you can agree to buy Facebook at 155, and in exchange, someone will pay you around $1 a share. So you will collect $1 a share, and you will, in the worst case scenario, buy Facebook at 155. 95 out of 100 times, Facebook will not fall to 155, and you will end up collecting and keeping that $1 in premium. So this is what we call hitting singles. And it's also the reason why you make money consistently, because you are selling insurance. You are acting as an insurance company, and you are being the casino and not the gambler. The casino makes money because they know that as long as they have gamblers who are playing the games, then over the long term, they are going to make money in a statistically profitable manner. Now, are they going to win on every single trade or every single person who gambles or every single roll of the dice or every single crap or every single blackjack hand? No, they're not. But the longer people play, the more money the casino makes. And that's what we do by selling options. We make money by selling insurance. Now, a lot of people will tell you that selling put options is very risky, but those people are not profitable traders and they don't make money. So let me give you an example of how you make money and how we keep things incredibly simple. Let's say you have an account size of $10,000. The reality is you should trade no more than 2 securities. Those securities can be something like Facebook, which is trading at around $175 as of September 2018. And you can also trade, let's say, something like a Lockheed Martin, which is kind of an expensive stock. So if you wanted to trade something like a Bank of America, which is only trading at around $31, then you can do that. That way it'll conserve your buying power. So let's say you're going to trade Facebook and Bank of America. Those are the only 2 securities that you would ever place positions on when you have an account size that's below $10,000. Why? Because it's super easy for you to keep track of those securities. You can simply log on, spend 5 minutes every single day, watch its trading history, and then sell puts on it back and forth whenever it gets to the bottom part of its range. So for example, around a month ago, Facebook fell from $218 to around $175. The reason why people don't make money is because they try to make fast money and they take too much risk when placing trades. But the way that we trade is by being extremely disciplined, and we wait for the stocks to come to us before we make a trade. So for example, let's say Facebook's range is at this moment around 170 to 185. All right, unless Facebook falls below around 174 or 173, we are not going to touch it and we're not going to sell any puts. So let's say Facebook, right now it's at 175, and let's say it falls to around 172. In that situation, we are going to sell a put with a strike price of around $157.50 and an expiration of 6 weeks out. And we're only going to sell, let's say you have $10,000, we're going to sell 2 or 3 contracts. And in exchange, we're going to collect around $1.20 per share of premium. Now, one contract is 100 shares. So if we collect $1.20 per share, then we're going to collect $120 for agreeing to buy Facebook at 157.5, even though at that moment when we made the trade, Facebook was only trading at 172. That's how we make money. It's extremely simple. Same thing with Bank of America. Bank of America, its trading range is anywhere from around $29.50 to around $31.50. So if Bank of America, right now it's around 31, if it falls to $30 a share, we are going to sell the $28.50 put, and in exchange, we're probably going to collect around 40 cents a premium, and we're going to choose an expiration date that's 6 weeks out. Because it's around September 1st right now, we're going to choose the middle of October put expiration, and we're going to receive around 40 cents a share or $40 per contract. And in the worst case scenario, we'll either roll that contract and roll that position, or we'll simply end up buying and taking ownership of Bank of America at $28.50, which is a great deal. You can't buy Bank of America right now with $28.50. It's currently trading at $31. Bank of America is a legitimate company. You're not going to have to watch the news and try to compete on information or guess prices or anything like that. Buying, even if you own Bank of America at $28.50, there's an extremely high probability that you're going to be able to sell it at a later date for a profit. And the chances that Bank of America falls to $28.50 before your expiration is probably only around 10%. So in the worst case scenario, you own Bank of America at $28.50. In the best case scenario, you're able to collect a credit and bring in money and collect money without having to assume any risk, because Bank of America is probably not even going to even approach the $28.50 strike price. So again, the only way that you can make money in the stock market is by selling, not buying. You sell option premium. Then you really limit the number of securities that you trade. But the securities and the companies that are on my watch list include things like Facebook, Amazon, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Activision, Electronic Arts, Bank of America, PayPal, Goldman Sachs. I really only have positions on in 5 or 6 underlines. That keeps things incredibly simple. Then I simply watch the trading range, and whenever a stock corrects and falls to the low end of its trading range, then I sell a put for around 10% below that. The reason why I made money in Facebook when it fell from 218 all the way down to 175 is because for the month prior to Facebook's fall, it actually went up from $180 to $218, but there was no correction that enabled me to get involved in that security. So for example, I didn't chase Facebook when it went up from 180 all the way to 218. Instead, Facebook was essentially, it went up every single day, and there was no entry point or no correction or no regression in its price that allowed me to feel comfortable that it was providing me with a solid entry point. As a result, I just simply didn't enter the position. I waited for Facebook to correct, even though it corrected substantially. It fell like $40, and then I entered in a position. You can go to beststockstrategy.com and you can learn more. You can enter your email to receive $400 of free training. My name is David Jaffe. I'm trying to help you. If you don't want to buy anything, that's completely cool. At this moment, it's not the right time for you to invest and learn how to trade options profitably. I completely respect that. I'm going to continue putting out these videos for your education. And if you have any questions, let me know. Please like, comment, subscribe to this channel. You can share it with your friends. I'm trying to help you because it makes me feel good to help others to avoid the mistakes that I made. Even though I had a great pedigree by going to an Ivy League university and working as an investment banker, I still lost money. So please click the little bell as well. And if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'd be happy to respond. I respond to everyone. Thanks again.